Hey you guys. So I just heard about something today that I had to come on here and talk to you guys about. Apparently it was announced a couple of days ago, but it just scrolled on my Facebook today. So Caitlyn Jenner is teaming up with Steven Tyler to do a duet of Dude Looks Like a Lady. Now, I have a really fucked up sense of humor, and I think that's hilarious. But I also have a disability in which I make jokes about it all the time. So I think it's fine. That is Caitlyn's way of dealing with not only her situation, but her haters. She's making fun of herself so they don't have to do it for her. It makes perfect sense to me. And I've gotten a lot of flack from a lot of people. Some of them aren't even in the transgender community, saying that because I'm disabled, and if anybody did that to my community, and if she's doing that, it's making fun of the entire community. No. She's doing it because people have specifically said that she has very manly features. I can list off tons of transgender people who do not look like their former gender. And personally, I feel like she looks good, especially for her age and for how long she was a man before she transitioned into a woman. I, like I said, I think it's great. I think it's funny. And honestly, I don't care if she's the quote unquote new face of the transgender community. If she wants to cope and deal with her haters and her situation in this way, more power to her. It's a free country. She can do what she wants. And she doesn't need anybody to like it. She has enough haters. What's a couple more? I mean, at this point, she has a lot more haters than she does supporters, at least in the social media world, which is not everything, because once you step away from that Twitter, you find a lot more people who are talking a lot more sense. And that's what she's doing. She's going into the places that matter. And honestly, I feel like a lot of young people do need a sense of humor. They do need that coping mechanism of, okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to give you, my hater, the power to make fun of me because I'm already making jokes about myself. You know, before jumping on her, you have to really think about it in that perspective. We don't have a sense of humor anymore. Everything is taken so seriously, and we've become so sensitive that everything bothers us. Why don't we bring back the humor and live a happier, more carefree life in general? There should be a lesson for everybody. And, I mean, come on. There has to be a lot of jealous people out there right now that she gets to team up with freaking Steven Tyler. I mean, I'm sorry. I think she's doing pretty good for herself. And she's a person, first and foremost, that is finally in her 60s getting to be herself for the first time in her life. You know, like I said before, cut her some slack and don't force her into your box of what you think the face of the transgender community should be. You know, she got enough with her political views. And it's still not resonating with people that just because she's transgender, she can't be for limited government. She can't be for the people having more of the power. You know, she's not voting the way she votes because she wants to throw a dig at the transgender community. That's the last thing that she wants to do. And that's the last thing that she wants to do in teaming up with Steven Tyler for Dude Looks Like a Lady. She is personally dealing with her haters and her feelings this late in life making this transition by bringing humor to it. You know, I'm sure she looks around at the other people in the transgender community like we all do. We're all human. We all have moments where we're like, oh, that person is pretty. You know, don't you think she has some of those insecurities? Like, there's people who are like, okay, that person is pretty, and then there's other people who are like, well, ew, that person is pretty, and I'm not. So don't you think maybe she's looking around at people who have been transgender longer and have more of the features of their new gender? Like I said, I think that she looks great. But she's also human and probably has those emotions. And if she wants to deal with them with a little humor, it beats the alternative. Look at how many people we're losing. We're losing way too many, not only just celebrities, but it's coming up on my brother's 2-year anniversary of his suicide. It's an epidemic, and it's very, very bad in the transgender community. So if somebody wants to poke fun at themselves, not the entire transgender community, somebody wants to poke fun at themselves, it beats poking themselves with something and killing themselves. That's just how I see it. You know, people really need to loosen up, and people really need to cut each other some slack. Just because you're in a situation in your life does not make you the spokesperson every single day of every single minute of every single decision that you make in your personal life have to do with the community that you are a part of or that you've chosen to, in a sense, represent. She is also a person that deserves to have a life that she's now feeling free within herself to have. Give her that space. Give her that opportunity to deal with it the way that she wants to deal with it. And don't throw more hate at her for what I personally feel is a decision to one up and combat her haters. This, to me, is like, you know what? You want to make fun of me? I'll make fun of myself. That shows confidence, if you ask me. And I think people need to just stop picking apart other people that they don't even know. Because it's getting ridiculous. The cyberbullying, the attacks. I mean, you're putting this woman on a pedestal at the same time beating her down from it. She's supposed to represent everybody, and because she's not representing them in the way that you want her to, you're shooting her down. And it's not fair. So that's all I have to say about it. I know that I'm uploading videos on different days now, but inspiration has just been plopping in front of me, so I could pretty much promise you a video a week, but there's no guarantee on when. I'll try to stick to the Mondays, but who knows. So that's all I have to say. Subscribe to this channel if you like this video or any of my others. Share it if you feel guided to. And please, if you're gonna throw hate, just skip it. Just don't even bother. And I will see you guys next time.